Hello, everyone, and welcome back to me recording for the first time ever, and that is because I'm actually busy today, so I couldn't do a live. Instead, I had to do a recording because we are doing our first part of our session 0, which is super exciting because that means that moving forward, we're going to start recording the Red Bridge. So this is the kind of official blurb of our game, what we're going to be doing, once again talking about the Aging Journey podcast. So just a short little video to kind of give you some insight into what you can expect out of our very first game, our inaugural campaign on the Aging Journey podcast. And then I will also share the link to the new YouTube channel that will have, of course, all of our episodes over there. So if you don't already know, the Aging Journey podcast is an actual play podcast where we go back in time to specifically the 1980s and 1990s. We play role-play games themed around time and growing up, and we're going to be playing them in a variety of systems. So that is all about the podcast. If you don't know, I am the game master, Tanya, also known as Tanya Lashia, also known as Lashia Games. I will answer to all of those. And again, our inaugural campaign is actually going to be called The Red Bridge, using the Kids on Bikes system. Specifically, we are playing this game in the Kids on Bike system so that players can explore like a mysterious and supernatural world, as well as a small town during the 1980s and 1990s. So our players are essentially embodying characteristics that are called tropes in the Kids on Bike game system, and they roll dice based on their brains, brawn, fight, flight, charm, and grit. The higher the stat, the better their skill. So each player has a top stat where they roll a d20 and a bottom stat where they roll a d4. In this game of Kids on Bikes, dice explode. So if you roll the maximum on a die, you get to roll again, infinitum. Our characters for this campaign were made from scratch, and tropes are custom. There is going to be a possibility of permanent injury and death. However, I, as the GM, and all my players, we are conducting this session 0, as I said, at the moment that you are listening to this recording, and we have implemented lines and veils and the X card as safety tools. So there will be, content or trigger warnings, as well as just letting everybody know what type of depictions or, things to look out for every episode. So those will be included. So I have been putting my kind of promos and my conversations and other things that I'm kind of putting on the podcast. I have been putting them on this channel, my GM channel, but I will stop doing that once we start getting those out, which I'm thinking I'm wanting to have the first episode go out in June. So that means that you still have a bit of a wait. Sorry, you still have a wait of a month. However, it should be a really great time because then you'll get to get those in on a schedule, So I really hope you all enjoy this world that I'm building with these amazing players who have built these extremely interesting characters and all of the themes that we're going to be exploring that talk about age and aging and the intersectionalities of what those transitions look like when you live in a small town and you may or may not have been selected to a board game for a short amount of time. We'll see what comes up in their experiences and the way that they talk about those experiences as they age. So super excited for our Kids on Bikes campaign, The Red Bridge. I hope you all enjoy it as it comes out. I will continue to kind of put out promos, and we're going to do player intros as promos. Those will come out just to kind of get everybody hyped for the first episode. And I hope to see you all over at the Aging Journey podcast YouTube, where we will have our first season of this game. So thank you all for listening, and as always, I'll see you next time.